What's up, buddy?
Hello, hello. Thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah, man. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the podcast. Today we are joined by Mr. Jorge of the legendary Brown Note. He is a brand new YouTuber. He's got like 2,000 subscribers.
Yeah,
He's
like
got like
two. I
2,000
got like two
subscribers. 200
subscribers.
subscribers.
Yeah, I would sure like a few more, but it is what it is.
Listen, everybody who is in the chat now or in the future, in the next hour, please subscribe to Jorge, aka the legendary Brown Note.
Thank you,
Sometimes
thank you.
I like to help the little people because I'm so big.
Yes,
Because I'm so
yes,
big,
you
I like to help the little
do.
people. I wish I was big, but yeah. So Jorge's here because he comments a lot in a lot of the videos and a lot of the live streams, and he's always got something positive to say rather than having trolley comments. So if you too also have a YouTube channel and you would love to join me at some point in time in the future, by all means, hit me up in the email and shoot me an email and just let me know. If I don't email you back, that means you probably are a trolley person.
Thank you for that.
All right, Jorge,
Oh,
what's your channel about?
I originally started my channel just to have a place where I can collect movie scenes that I can demo for people, right? So I'm always having people come over, and I'm always showing them the same scene over and over again. And I figured, like there's a lot more movies out there that have great demo scenes, and I should like document that and put it in a space where other people can kind of see it. And if they're looking for a new movie to demo or a new scene, they can kind of go to my channel and check out some new scenes to demo. And that's why I started it. And I've been kind of figuring out what kind of stuff I want to throw on the channel besides that. But that's more or less what it is. And I focus a lot on the bass of movies, and I focus on the surround sound and the Atmos effects. But I don't really talk about the video. I don't really have the eye for video. I just kind of like listening and feeling for the sound in movies.
You're Asian. You must have a good eye.
Yeah, I mean, I'm working on it. But yeah, that's the channel in a nutshell. But I'm also a big proponent of bass EQ. So all the movies that I reviewed so far have been using bass EQ, and I'm not sure if you're familiar with bass EQ or not.
Yeah.
And I think that adds an extra element to watching movies, and it's a positive one. So I really enjoy it.
Before we get into that, shout out to Rob E for the $2 super chat. Super chats are welcome here on the channel. Thank you.
I love Robbie. Robbie's the man. He's all over the place.
So, why don't you tell the viewers what BEQ is or bass EQ?
So in a nutshell, bass EQ was started because a lot of people were noticing that the movie studios were releasing Blu-rays and DVDs, actually more like Blu-rays, that had filtered tracks. So they noticed that with the frequency response, when they plotted it out, they would lose information starting at like 30 hertz or 40 hertz. And like an example of this was what's that ship movie? Help me out here. With Russell Crowe. Oh my God.
Oh yeah,
Blanking out.
Master and
Master and
Commander.
Commander, right? So the DVD for a long time when it first came out was used as like demo material, and when the Blu-ray came out, the image looked good, but the people noticed that it didn't sound quite the same, and so they started investigating, and probably even before that they were investigating, and they noticed that these things were being filtered, and so some people decided, hey, let's take a look and see if we can bring back those levels of bass. And they've created some software, and they were able to apply filters to the movies and bring the levels back in line with where they should be. And so Master and Commander is like one of those examples where they brought it back. And there's countless other examples. Like I recently reviewed a Battleship, and that one had a pretty steep filter around like 40 hertz. And when you turn it on, like the bass EQ filters versus having them off, it's a huge difference. So that's in a nutshell what bass EQ is. Kind of brings back that low end to movies.
So you will need the mini DSP. Am I correct on that?
That's one way to do it. If your like chain has a way to apply PEQ filters, I know the Trinov definitely has a way to do that. And one of the AVS members that I talk with, he has a Trinov, and he uses bass EQ, and he puts the filters in, and so that's how he's doing it. But the mini DSP is definitely one of the easiest ways to get started into bass EQ, and it's one of the more affordable ways as well.
Yeah. So what is this thing that you built in your house? Some kind of platform with a bunch of speakers in it.
Yeah, so it's definitely not new. It's called a Boss Riser or a Boss Platform. Basically, what it is, it's a sub riser, and the particular one that I built is an open baffle design. It's just a piece of plywood. You drill some holes, stick some drivers in there, and essentially what it's trying to do is like what bass shakers and transducers do. They transfer the tactile energy from your seat to your body. From what I've never had shakers or transducers, but from what I've gathered, the Boss platform just gives you a lot more in terms of like the tactile response than like a shaker or a transducer will. So I just kind of skipped ahead. I instead of doing that route, I went straight to the Boss platform kind of route, and it's been a game changer for me. I feel like it's given me the most value in terms of yeah, there it is. In terms of just the difference it made to my viewing experience than anything else I've added to my system.
So what do? You put your couch on top of that, your seats?
You do, yeah, and it's a fun time, and I've been trying to just spread the message. I'm not like telling everyone like oh, you must do this, but I'm trying to just, hey, this is an option. Like, think about it. It's out there. There's everybody that's built one has loved it. If you go onto the AVS forums, there's nothing but praise for this kind of thing. And again, I know it's not for everyone. Like, not everybody likes tactile response or like a lot of shaking when they're watching movies. So, I get it.
Who doesn't like that?
Yeah. But, for bass heads, and I'm a self-proclaimed bass head, I love as much TR as I can get, as much bass output as I can get. And yeah, I just like to have fun when I'm watching movies. So
what size are these little woofers here?
So those are JBL 12s. I believe they're car subs actually.
Oh, and I guess they're not little.
Yeah, they gained popularity because I think Black Friday last year, they were like $30 a pop. Really? And so people were like, "What can we do with these cheap drivers?" And I guess it was perfect for this application. So this is a very highly recommended starter driver for this kind of build. They take a lot of punishment, and they're cheap. So that's what I went with. So
is that cross that down like 10 hertz or something, or what?
So I have it low passed at 10 hertz, and it's got a Butterworth 6 dB per octave slope. So I still get like a little bit of TR in like the 20 to 30 hertz range, but it falls off pretty steeply. So it's really meant for like 20 hertz and under kind of response to fill in that part of it, because that part's just really hard to get a lot of SPL with regular subs. So
it's just low rumble.
Yeah, it's not even. It does not actually add any SPL really. It's just there for the TR, the tactile response.
Yeah.
And it's a difference maker. For instance, right? I was watching War of the Worlds, and everybody.
Which one?
So the new one, the UHD version.
Okay.
I was watching it with the Atmos track with bass EQ, and the famous like lightning strike scene. I've heard that my entire life. I
Yeah.
played it several times over the years, and I've never really was impressed with it. And I know a lot of people say, "Oh yeah, it goes down to like 5 hertz."
Yeah.
If you know, if you have the big subs, you'll really feel it. And
I've told
so,
this,
yeah,
I've
go
told the
ahead.
story. I've told the story. I've blown out a couple of SBS subwoofers on that scene, so I know what it does.
Yes. Okay. So, yeah, but I've never had subs like big enough or enough subs to really get down that low. So when I reviewed it, I was just like, okay, it's meh to me. And then when I played it back with the boss platform, it was game changer. It was like, I know what you're talking about now, people. Like, I get it. And you know, things that are super low, like under 10 hertz stuff, is I can now finally say I can finally experience that stuff, and it's fun. It's really really fun.
Hold on, I'm a little surprised you've never felt it before. What do you have some rhythmics, don't you?
So I do, yeah. So my
Yeah.
room is very large.
Yeah.
It's a 20 by 25,
Okay, that's big. Yeah.
and they're large rhythmics, and I think they're rated down to 12 hertz, but
Yeah.
my frequency response like drops off a cliff around 15. So I still get output, right, like from 15 on down, but it's just not to the levels of, you know, of the lightning scene, right? And so I felt it a little bit, but it's a night and day difference with the boss, in addition to my rhythmics. So my happy place with the rhythmics is like right around like 18 hertz.
Right.
Some really really good response, and then anything after that, it just kind of slows down.
Yeah, you're not getting any room gain or anything.
I don't think I'm
Okay,
getting any
no?
room gain. Yeah.
Damn,
So
that sucks.
but you know, it is what it is until I move and get a bigger or a more dedicated room. This is like the living room area.
Yeah.
So you know, yeah.
Is it just you by yourself? You got a girlfriend, wife?
Yeah. Girlfriend, and we're
Yeah.
renting right now, actually.
Does she care about all your little your hobby here?
She cares about 0%. But what's
Lucky.
cool? Yeah, what's cool is she doesn't say anything about it. I'm like, hey, I'm thinking about getting two big subwoofers. They're like the size of mini fridges, and they're over 200 pounds. Is that okay? She's like, as long as I don't bump into them, whatever. So she's really really chill. She's really cool about the hobby. And for that, I don't have to worry about like the WAF you know, factor.
Is that the correct term nowadays?
Yeah, or whatever the young kids call it now. Yeah, so she also designed my logo. No, she designed my logo for my channel, the little poop thing that you see on my channel. So big shout out to her
You go
for
back to
that. Yeah, that thing right there. So one day I'm gonna put that on a shirt, and yeah, and it's all thanks to her. So
There you go. Okay. I like it. I tried to. I was gonna put that in the thumbnail. I was like, I couldn't get a PNG of it.
oh, okay, yeah.
We'll get it. We'll get it next time. So how do you like the? Listen, one of the most requested subs I get on the channel to get in is the rhythmics.
I see that every time
do
I'm
you-
on your thing.
Do you have a review on that on your channel?
do not.
my bad.
I do
My bad.
not.
I didn't check. Why don't you do a review? You'd be one of the few.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
It's a little daunting, right? I don't review equipment. I haven't reviewed equipment yet, and I feel like because it's such a, I've seen other people review equipment, like your channel, and you know, other people review, and it's very detailed, very in depth, and there's a lot that goes into it, right?
No, not really.
But I would like to do a service, right, to the product, and it's just I will do it eventually, but I'm just kind of thinking about what I want to go into that review, so that people can get something out of it, and it's not just like the thing I had the most problem with is when people just put their camera next to their sub, and we just see the driver shake for like 10 seconds or 20 seconds or 2 minutes,
Yeah.
and they call it a review, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just don't want to do that. I want to make sure that if I put something out, that it's something that is high quality, that people can be like, oh, I learned something from that.
Listen, I've seen some bigger YouTubers do that, and people like it for whatever
I
reason.
know, no,
Yeah.
I get it. I get that they do like it, but it's just more of a personal thing. I want to do
Yeah.
something more than that, right? And eventually, yeah, I will definitely do a review because I don't see too many reviews on the FV25.
No.
That's a particular one that I have. I've only seen like maybe one or two people really talk about them. So
I don't know. Listen, I've reached out. Just so you guys know, I have reached out to them. I think the owner's name is. I think the owner's name is Brian.
Yeah,
Or something like that.
Brian and Enrico. Those
Enrico.
are the two.
Yeah.
two
So
guys.
Enrico emailed me, and Enrico apparently knows my channel. He says he likes my videos.
Oh, okay.
But he said it was up to Brian.
Oh, okay.
And Brian never got back to me, and I emailed him personally too.
Got
He
it.
never got back to me. So that never happened.
Mhm.
Although I guess Enrico doesn't call the shots.
Mm.
And so yeah. So as far as rhythmic, that's the word. So
Yeah.
I was
no,
going.
yeah.
I was gonna buy some too, because I've got the PB16, so I was gonna sell them off like a buy one get one free type of deal.
Right.
And I was just gonna be like, hey, I'll just buy these freaking things, and I'll just give them a bad review because you guys didn't send them over here to me.
I like it. I like it. So you
No,
know,
I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that.
I actually had SVS subs before my
Yeah.
Rhythmic, and the only reason I got rid of them is because one of them was like just chuffing really badly, and I don't think it's because, and it was an old sub. It was from like 2006,
Mhm.
and so just over time and just probably things inside are kind of getting shuffled around. It just wasn't giving me enough output. And it just happenstance that there was people selling used Rhythmic FV25s locally at the time I was looking, and I just happened to get it. Like I didn't really do my homework that much. I was like, oh, cool, Rhythmic's for sale. Let's check it out. And so they're great. They sound great. I think the SVSs sound great, right?
Yeah.
But because my room is kind of large, it just didn't have the output I needed. And even these
Yeah.
Rhythmics, right? Even these, I'm hitting like limits with my volume levels. So, I think I need to step up to some JTR Cap 4000s.
Is that what you got?
As as Rob E always pushes me to get Captivator 4000s or PSA dual 21s. I don't know if you've seen those.
I've seen him. Yeah. I emailed. I don't know what his name is at PSA, but he did email me back, and he said they're so back ordered that he can't send anything to me. So just so
Sure.
you guys know, I have reached out after all the requests. I have reached out, but apparently he can't put a subwoofer aside that I can talk about, which would probably get him more sales, but he can't do that. So understandable.
Yeah.
Take care of the customers first.
Yeah.
And then JTR, I've ranted and raved about JTR many times. You guys can listen to me bitch about him on the podcast. So
Yeah, Tom V is the guy at PSA.
yeah.
And he's cool because I see him all the time on like AVS forum or Reddit, and he'll like drop in and just like make comments. And he's like really positive too. Whenever he drops in on like a conversation, he doesn't even necessarily like pimp out his subs. He'll be like, "Oh, you're thinking about getting a Rhythmic? Cool." Or like, it's just interesting to see him kind of interact with the community.
What kind of bothers me a little bit though? Wait, hold on. These are your subwoofers, right? The FE25.
Yeah, those are my subs.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Dude, and these don't do it for you in your room?
They do, but I on certain movies I
Yeah.
take a look at the back and there's like a little light that tells you if you're starting to reach the limit,
Yeah.
and if it flashes, right? And so during like really intense scenes like War of the Worlds, the ground breaking up, the
Yeah.
emergent scene,
Yeah.
several times it'll just kind of flash briefly, telling me, "Hey, bro, like turn it down a little bit." So I like it loud. So
Yeah.
these are right around my limit, and I could definitely benefit from something bigger or more, for sure.
Crazy. Okay. All right. So, anyways, yeah, these interest me. Like, I was gonna buy one of these because it wasn't
Okay.
that much money. I was like, oh, let me just buy one. But
Yeah.
then it's like, dude, I have 2 PB16s in the house. I don't have this in the house. And I would have to get two. I can't just have one.
Right.
And then, listen, I live in a small apartment. I have a bazillion boxes here. You have no idea.
How big is your square footage for your apartment?
I don't know the square footage. It's
Oh,
not
okay.
that big though. It's not
Okay.
that big though. Yeah, it's not big. I mean, I got all kinds of shit over here in the back. All kinds of shit. And then, I've got 2 Martin Logans coming tomorrow, like the big Mamma Jammas.
Oh yeah.
I've got a
Wow.
7-channel system coming in. I think next week probably. I think I have another 7-channel system coming in. So I've got all kinds of stuff, and it's like just to please the fans to get rhythmic is like doesn't kind of make sense, but doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
At the same time, I am getting kind of bored of the PB16s.
I heard you trying to sell them. Two for 24, right?
Yeah, 2 for 24.
Yeah,
Come
I'll
on,
meet you
guys.
halfway. I'll meet you halfway. I couldn't
That
fit
is
'em.
that is halfway.
That is. No, I mean to pick them up. I'll meet you halfway.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, yo, shipping would be crazy.
Yes. Yes.
It's like be like some crazy freight. But anyways, like I was saying, I was, to me myself, I was thinking, I was like, why wouldn't you invest a little bit for your press to get some reviewers out that are influential on YouTube? Listen, just send out a subwoofer
Yeah.
PSA or fuck the JTR guys, but at least PSA and rhythmic.
Yeah.
Because listen, if one of us gets one in, it's like we can sell so much more.
Yeah.
We can give you so much more business.
That's true.
But I guess those guys were saying they're kind of backed up on back orders and all that.
Yeah.
And at least on the website, it does say back ordered. So
Yeah, I think they're
I get it.
having some like just like supply issues with COVID and whatnot,
Yeah.
and so that did not help. So
Wait.
I need to go back and read your interactions with JTR now. I'm curious because I don't remember.
Oh, it's in the audio portion. It's in the
Okay.
audio portion,
Okay.
yeah. I don't keep the ones where I swear and stuff like that on the video channel because I don't. People don't need to see me on camera flipping out
Got
after 6 beers in.
Yeah.
I'm only 3 in right now.
Nice. Yeah, I'm like, man, you are up really late doing these. Like, I get why you call them late night chats now, because man, that's crazy. It's on weekday.
Do you have a normal job? You do, right?
I do.
Obviously.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you?
No. Like this is it right
okay.
here.
This
is
is
a
it.
normal
Okay.
job. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like
You're
my
on
sleep.
your
My
own
sleep is
schedule.
just my sleep is everywhere.
Okay.
That's why I'm that's why I'm up like at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning.
Yeah. Actually, that was one of the questions the Discord was asking me to ask you. Like, what's your day job? Or what was your day job before this then? And did you like it?
I worked at like an audio shop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I sold audio equipment. So that's kind of what got me. What got me into this? I don't know if it's what got me into that. I think usually my best ideas always come when I hang out with the fellas and we drink, and we were thinking, what can we do where we can just talk about this stuff, talk about audio stuff and movies, and make money and not go back to our day jobs. And then we ended up reviewing, I think, Trolls on 4K Blu-ray.
Okay.
And then I think if you watch that video, I'm just bombed out of my mind. So is the other guy. And like I think like the first couple months we're just gone.
Nice.
But we gained some traction, and then it just spun off, and then here I am today. I'm just doing this. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I think the follow-up question was, how did you get into what was your moment where you're like, I think I should up my speaker game and.
Oh, I think once you get listen, if you keep at this,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you'll keep at it. Just as long as you keep at it, you'll get companies that reach out to you, and I'm sure these rhythmic FV25s aren't going to last very long. You'll probably go through a bunch of different subwoofers.
Yeah.
And it's weird because after a while, people start getting used to watching you on YouTube, and they think you're vlogging about your life when you're really just reviewing products. It's like everything I talk about on the channel, it's not me. I'm reviewing products. Like, this stuff isn't mine. I have to give this stuff back. Unless I really like it, then I'll keep it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why, speakers come in and out. You know how it works. You watch YouTube.
Yeah. I've
Yeah.
done a few I've talked to a few people, and they tell me that once you get settled in and have a following, like people will kind of if you ask companies for products, they will like send you stuff if you can show that you get views and stuff. but I'm not entirely sure. Like I want to do that because I end up owing somebody something, and it's just something about that I don't like. Having like a deadline or just that hanging over you. I like just
There's no deadlines.
or
There's no
or
deadlines.
really I keep hearing like 3 to 6 months they expect. I know that's a long time. But
That's a long
it's
time.
just one of those things that I don't plan on doing this full time right now, at
Yeah.
least, and this is just more of a for funsies kind of thing.
Yeah.
And just to get my feet wet, see what it's all about, right? And this is more for me, like just doing it for me, and just having to do something for someone else gets me already kind of like flustered. I don't need
It's
to have like that in my life.
it's really only for someone else if they're paying you.
Mm. Okay.
Nobody's ever paid me.
Okay.
Wait, I'm trying to think. Has anybody ever paid me? No, man. Nobody's ever paid me before. Nobody's ever paid me.
Okay.
So nobody's ever paid me. I do get paid if I do a review for Audioholics, then they pay me. That's
Oh,
for
okay.
them. That's only because I'm a fan of Audioholics and of Gene.
Yeah.
So he'll pay me to do videos over there. So other than that, nobody pays me on my channel. So if I want to talk about something, I might reach out. Then typically, I think once you get a following built up, then they'll send you stuff. Just as long as you don't take like a year. I'm not saying that I don't have a 5-channel face technology speakers that I've been sitting on for 10 months. Other than that, I usually wrap it up within like a month or two.
Got it.
But
Got it.
yeah, typically there's no pressure. You just kind of do it at your own.
Okay.
But I will say, get stuff that you're interested to do, because if
Got
you're
it.
not interested in doing something, then you won't wake up.
Oh yeah.
You won't be willing to do it, and it's going to take you longer to do. So
Absolutely.
make sure you like something that you're going to talk about, that you can
For
wrap.
sure.
If you really like something, you can wrap it up in a week, less than
Right.
that.
So another thing that kind of I'm a little apprehensive because I don't feel like I have the knowledge that a lot of you guys have. I experienced the home
Let me tell you
theater.
something.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. There's some of the bigger YouTubers on here that really don't know anything.
Mm.
I'm not gonna say who, but
Sure.
yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I just I I I experienced a home theater in a very like casual way. I watch movies. I enjoy movies. I can talk about sound because I feel like sound is something that is subjective, and I can tell you what I like and what I don't like. But when you come down to like, hey, let's talk about a rhythmic sub, and let's talk about direct servo, right, technology. I feel like I definitely need to do like homework on what that is and how that works, and maybe even look at how to measure that kind of thing before I do a video on that. So I think that's my that's my mindset. Like I want to make sure that I'm prepared to talk about what I'm going to talk about. Like this whole base EQ thing, right? I'm definitely a newer user to it, and I feel like I know just enough to kind of talk about it and to bring like new people in, but I don't know how to. Oh, look at that! My subscriber count has gone up. Thank you, sir. But I don't know how to create the files. I don't know all the science behind it, all the math behind it, right? I'm just like the casual end user, and I can tell you like how I got started and how I'm using it to enjoy movies. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's all you gotta do. Just get on, and just talk about your experience. With your speakers and your system, and that's what people appreciate. Just as long as you're being real with it and not kind of, I guess, shilling out.
Yeah.
Shilling out. Just like I shill out for Audio Quest. Apparently.
Oh
The
man,
Audio Quest shill.
yeah, the fans are very vocal about cables. I will just
Yeah.
leave it at that. I will just, I don't want to get there. I don't want to go there.
Don't worry, you'll get there one day.
Yeah. I'm gonna hit up Audio Quest after this and be like, hey, can you send me some cables? Yeah,
You should. Hold on. Shout out to Tristan Jones, $5 super chat. Shane is the man for bringing on the legendary Brown Note, helping him build his brand.
That's right. Thank you.
Oh, thanks for the super chat. Look at that. You're at 221 right now. I
I
mean,
know.
bro, I've helped you get 5 subscribers,
Dude,
bro.
I know. That's yeah, I'll take every single one I can get. So I appreciate it. But I also um, uh, like thought about where I want to post my YouTube channel.
You got 3 more, bro.
Hey, there we go. Dang, that was. And like I don't want my I don't know. It's weird because I like having a core group of people that
Yeah,
really enjoy this stuff, and not just the average person, like just the person who likes sound bars or TV speakers,
yeah,
and like they're fine. I just want people who are really serious about this kind of stuff and just have like fun conversations with them, right? Like, did you experience the same thing that I did? And
yeah.
yeah, so those are the subscribers that I really would enjoy having and just interacting with them in the comments, stuff like that.
After a while, subscribers. Uh, After a while, I find the good subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
They're usually kind of quiet.
Hmm.
The ones that are dicks are usually the most vocal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can see that. I can
yeah.
see that. I hang around Reddit a lot, and I see that every once in a while. I'm not sure if you ever hang around Reddit.
Uh, no, not really.
Okay,
No,
okay,
I try to, like I said, like I told you earlier, I try to avoid all that stuff,
got it,
the
got it.
social media stuff, and just so the guys in the chat know, listen, I know a bunch of you guys leave comments, and you think I'm ignoring you? I do read your comments. I really do. Even the nice ones. I read all the nice ones. I read all your questions too. And if I really do think they're worth me answering, then I'll answer. Or maybe I'm saving them for like a live chat today. But most of the time I try to avoid it because it's like if I answer one person then everybody wants me to do it, then I'm stuck, you know, all
Yeah.
day doing stuff. And then I can't plug and then I can't plug my own Patreon. So listen, if you guys have questions and you want answers ASAP on the quick, you guys Patreon. It's as little as $1 a month, giving away free stuff. And is above this month we're giving away phones, or headphones. Definitely Patreon if you want a perks, a lot of discount, AV gear. Listen, we got discounts at Value Electronics. We're on a partner program with those guys. You want to save like 10% or more on your TV, your audio equipment, whatever you got, whatever you want to buy, sign up for our Patreon, and you can troll me and pester me all you want on Patreon. You can bother me, and I'll answer you. If you want me to swear back at you and you can troll me on Patreon, I'll do that. I just won't troll back on the regular YouTube comments. But that's my Patreon pitch. Um, but yeah, like I said, just be real on the just be real on your YouTube stuff, and it shows through. And unfortunately, sometimes you try to be real and try to be truthful, and then people just take you as a shill or
Yeah, for sure.
just be sellout. Yeah,
I get it.
it'll come eventually.
Oh no, the bigger your channel is,
Yeah.
the more hate you're gonna get. Just yeah, for sure. I understand. I totally get that. So that's another reason I'm like, oh, I don't want more followers, do I? Yeah, like yeah, I don't want to deal with all that negativity that I'm sure bigger YouTubers like yourself. I'm sure you guys get a whole bunch of that stuff
I ain't
all the
big.
time.
I've only got 50. I've only got 50,000. I can imagine what the
Only,
million
only.
subscribers have.
Oh my gosh, yeah, those guys. Yeah, yeah. I don't want to know.
All right, so what you working on? You dropped the video today. What'd you do?
So Hans Zimmer is my latest review. Have you heard that disc?
Yeah. Yep.
It's one of my favorites because I think Hans Zimmer does just so much good stuff. And when you look at his like discography, you realize, oh my God, this guy's been around for decades. And in this disc, he actually kind of does play a lot of stuff throughout the decades. But on the review, like I said, The Lion King is my favorite. And I'm sure, like, were you a '90s kid, Shane?
Yes, I was.
Yeah. So Lion King. Do you like Lion King?
I love Lion King.
Oh my God. So every time I listen to that disc, I just start with The Lion King, and I play it several times. I go back at the beginning to Lion King. When it's done playing, I'll hit back again, and there's something about that performance and the way the strings in particular, it moves me, and I just love it. I just play it over and over again.
I'm a big fan of. Lately, I've been a big fan of Interstellar. The Interstellar soundtrack.
Mm.
Yeah.
That
The
is
organ
also
notes.
yes. That's also on the disc, and that's also very
Yep.
very satisfying. That's on the list of movies for me to review as well because it's one of the harder hitting bass movies,
Yeah.
and I can't wait to kind of play that with my new Boss platform because I know without my Boss platform the whole room is just kind of like falling apart, and so it's I'm curious to see what that would do. But the Hans Zimmer one, I was surprised at some of the tracks. I've never really seen Driving Miss Daisy, and that was a really fun track. I really enjoyed the music from that.
Yeah, I never knew he did driving. He did a lot of romantic comedies too, which I never knew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And has he done all the Christopher Nolan movies? Do you know?
Yeah.
If, so they're
Of course,
like,
I know. Yeah.
okay, okay. No, I don't know if he did every single one. So he.
Oh, I
him
don't
and
know.
Nolan-
I don't know if he did like Memento. I'm not sure about that one.
Okay.
I know a lot of the recent ones. I know all the recent ones he did.
Okay. Yeah, but like I said in my review too, the Batman section, I was surprised that I didn't really like. I don't know if you enjoyed that section as well.
The Batman section.
Hmm.
I'm not a big fan of the Batman score.
Yeah, so I was surprised because I loved the movies. I loved all three.
Did you really love the movies? All right, let's talk about movies. Did you
Yeah.
really love the Dark Knight movies? All three of them?
Absolutely. The third one being the weakest, I think. But Batman Begins was very different from anything I've seen, right? Especially coming from like the Clooney Batmans and the Val Kilmer Batmans, right? They had a very different tone, and Batman Begins kind of like set that new tone.
Yeah.
And then you had, of course, like the Dark Knight, and that was just a masterpiece from beginning to end.
Yeah, that was his best one.
And
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I, listen, I liked him. I liked the Dark Knight just because the Joker was in it. He killed it.
mm-hmm.
But then, you think about Batman, he's super smart dude.
Mm-hmm.
He's the detective. He's called the Dark Knight Detective. But he didn't really detect anything. Lucius Fox did everything in
Okay,
the trilogy.
that's fair.
He wasn't
That's
very
fair.
smart, right? He wasn't the smartest guy in these three movies.
Right.
And then the way he shot the action, he really didn't kick anybody's ass. You couldn't tell he was kicking anybody's ass because of the way he shot the action.
Okay, all right.
And then comes Ben Affleck.
That's a whole different. That's not part of the trilogy, though, right?
Well,
That's-
we got to compare them.
Oh man. Okay. Time out. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this.
Yeah.
I enjoy Ben Affleck Batman. I'm just gonna say it. I think.
He was the best Batman.
Oh, you think he's? Oh, you agree?
He is,
Okay.
he is the best Batman.
Most people hated Ben Affleck as Batman.
Why?
I love that, like, pissed at the world, just like, I'm gonna, punch you in the face if you look at me the wrong way. Like, he's old and he's definitely carrying a lot of, like, baggage, and
Mhm.
it, like, totally shows. And I really like that portrayal of Batman. But a lot of people thought it was, like, not a good, I don't know. A lot of people don't like that Batman. So I'm sure
Yeah.
you've heard it too, right?
Apparently, they didn't read the comic book that was based on. But that's how Batman is. He just wrecked shit. He's snapping arms backwards, stabbing guys in the chest, breaking legs. That's the Batman.
Yeah, he
From
has
the
a lot of
comic books.
hate. He has a lot of hate in him, and
Mhm.
like that's the vibe I get. I don't get that vibe in the other Batmans for sure. I didn't really read the comics, so I guess I guess I should check them out sometime.
Yeah, like Christian Bale didn't do shit in the movies. I think everybody was excited at the time because nobody had seen Batman like that before, so they
Right.
were just like brainwashed by, oh, this shit's awesome, and then Heath Ledger killed it. But then when I went back to watch it, when I was reviewing it, I was like, yo, Christian Bale didn't do shit in any of these movies. I was like, what happened in The Dark Knight Rises?
Right.
What is he doing fighting in the daytime out in the snow at the courthouse in Gotham?
Yeah, I will say that I did not like the way he did the voice. just I don't even know how to describe it. Where he's I was not a fan of that. For sure.
It was interesting though. I watched the documentary recently. It was based on a boxer from Ireland, I think it was, and I was just like, I was listening to him talk. It, I forget what his name was, but it was a boxer in Ireland. I guess just the way, not the way his voice sounded, but just the way his actions were, how he's was just kind of, he wanted to kind of protect, I think protect Gotham in a way, like hard to explain. Just go watch the fucking documentary.
What's it called? Do you know?
I think it was based on the Furies. Something Fury something. He's from the box. I think he was a relative of the current boxing champ now,
Okay.
Tyson Fury.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I had a couple of drinks in me. I'm not thinking
It's
straight
all
right
good. Yeah. Have you seen anything recently that you thought was like fantastic and as a must-watch?
now. So I watched right before I got on here. I was watching The Night Clerk on Netflix. Have you seen it?
I have not seen it. Is it a series or a movie?
Ah, it's a movie.
It's a movie. Okay.
It's starring Ty Sheridan.
Oh, that name sounds so familiar. Why does it
He
sound
played Scott Summers on the X-Men.
Ah, okay.
The Night Clerk, yeah. Also starring Ana de Armas.
Oh, she's my fave. She's my I like her. Ever since Blade Runner 2049,
Yeah.
where you got to see her as, in all her glory.
You get to see a little bit here as well.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, there's a little bit. Caught me off guard. I was like, oh shit, in the pool. Okay.
The Night
But I saw
Clerk.
I saw this right before I came on here. And listen, I've also watched The Kissing Booth 1 and 2.
Which one should I watch first? The Night Clerk or The Kissing Booth?
Dude, I don't know, I was bored yesterday. I was editing. I was doing this video and I was just like, I'm doing this video for Audioholics, which I'm zero interested. And when you do something like that, it's like, it takes a lot. It's work. It's
Yeah.
literally like work when you don't want to do something. I was just like, I'm just gonna take fucking the day off. I'm just gonna watch all these movies, and then The Kissing Booth came up. I watched I think the new release was Kissing Booth 2.
Yes.
I was like, I started watching the first 10 minutes. I was like, Jesus Christ, I need to watch part 1. I think. So I watched part 1, and then part 2, and there's this other movie called Banana Split, which is like another coming of age teen movie. I spent like 7 hours yesterday watching these coming
Wow.
of age teen movies.
I mean, they're good. Don't get me wrong. I like so. Never Have I Ever. Have you seen that?
I haven't
Have
seen
you
that. No.
heard of it?
No. Let's look
Okay,
it
so it's
up.
also on,
Is it good?
I believe, on Netflix. And the girlfriend dragged me to like watch. She's like, hey, you want to watch this? I'm like, all right, maybe, sure. Oh my god, it's so good. I have a soft spot for these types of movies, like 8th grade and
Yeah.
like that kind of stuff. Because it reminds me of like my experiences as a middle school guy or teenage, like a high school dude, like Superbad, right? Like all these
Yeah, yeah.
movies. It's very relatable because you think back to your own experiences and you're like, fuck, like, oh my god, like that's it right there. And so Never Have I Ever just kind of caught me off guard. We binged it.
Oh, it's a season.
Yeah, it's only the first season. But it's definitely worth a watch. And I know a lot of people are gonna give me flack for that as well. But it's good. I enjoyed it.
What is this, like a Bollywood thing?
It's not. It's not. It's
No?
it's
Okay.
about obviously, right, like a Indian girl who's in the States and she's trying to live like a normal teenager. But she definitely has like a cultural, like she wants to be faithful to her culture as well, and it kind of explores all of that stuff. At least like her mom or like her parents are very cultural and old school, and she has to kind of conform with that, as well as like the whole U.S. thing. Which were you raised here, Shane? Like,
Yeah.
did you-
I'm
So I'm
very
sure
white.
that you.
I'm very white.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, like if your experience, like if you felt any kind of like cultural, like tug of war growing up, like you had to blend
Nope.
in with. Okay, all right.
Zero.
Zero. Nice. So I kind of I went through something very similar.
Yeah.
So it's like first generation here, and your parents are very old school, and just trying to blend in, be American, like that kind of thing was it's an experience. It's definitely an experience.
The experience that I grew up with was am I ever gonna have a girlfriend in high school because I'm an Asian kid?
Mm.
And there ain't no Asian girls in my school. I know the cute girls are white girls.
Yeah, that could. Yeah,
Yeah, that's the only issues that I had when I was growing up.
got it. So typical issues then. That's just
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I think nowadays it's easier because I think race and all this other stuff is whatever. We're getting off topic here. This has nothing to do with audio.
Sorry. Yeah.
It's got to do with audio.
Never have I ever. Just watch
Never.
it, guys. Just go. It doesn't have great sound, but it's a fun time.
We better
It's a fun time.
get political over here.
Neil's.
The audio.
I'm reading the comments. Sorry, and Neil says I sound 15. Damn it! I'm trying to.
How
not
old are you?
sound. I'm
What are you, 40?
38.
Oh, dang, all right.
38, yeah.
We're close in
So
age then.
Yeah, we're probably pretty close. So.
Close in age, yeah.
Um,
I think I'm about 19. I'm
Okay.
19.
Yeah.
I'm 19.
So-
Yeah.
That's pretty close. That's pretty close.
There was a comment on one of my videos. It said, I don't even know. It was just like a quick shot at me or something like that. It was just like somebody asked me why would it make it. I think you chimed in one of the. You made a comment too. It was like, why would it make a difference to feel bass below 20 hertz or something like that?
Oh yeah.
And then some guy said, I heard bass below 20 hertz before you were born, Shane. I was like, what does that got to do with anything?
Yeah. I vaguely remember this. I vaguely remember that comment. Yeah. That was fairly recent, actually.
It was very recent,
Yeah.
yeah. And I was just like, dude, he said he listened to like Sense Around, which is like back in the 70s.
Yeah, Earthquake, I think he mentioned specifically.
Yeah. I was like, listen, if you remember that back in the 70s, clearly you got to be like in your 70s. What are you doing commenting? Why are you a troll in your 70s
Right.
on this audio on the YouTube channel? You should know better.
Yeah.
Being a troll has no age limits whatsoever, apparently.
It's a wonderful world we live in right now.
Just being a millennial doesn't make you a troll. Listen, you could be. I don't know what generation you were in when you're 70. A boomer?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? A boomer?
Yeah.
I guess you can be a troll when you're a boomer as well.
Actually, speaking of comments and stuff, a couple of the guys and I were talking about the Kef review, the subwoofer review.
Yeah.
And we're just like blown away by like how like a dual 9-inch subwoofer can like produce those results like on the REW graphs.
Yeah.
Specifically, one of the guys asked me to ask you like, how do you take measurements with REW? Like, do you just turn it to a certain volume, run a sweep? With all
I just stick it. I stick it in my lane, my main position, and on REW I do it until it clips, like right before it clips.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Because
Cool.
I think it gives you the little readout if it stops, because it'll stop midway if it starts
Okay.
clipping.
Okay.
So I'll do it right before it clips, and I'll
Cool.
just take the reading there. Yeah.
That'll work. Yeah. A lot of sorry. Go ahead.
On the Kef one, people don't believe that it goes down to 10 hertz.
It's hard to believe because we've been taught that physics, you can't beat physics, right? And you need large drivers to push a lot of air and to get low.
That little tiny Kef subwoofer goes down to 10 hertz. You can believe it or you don't have to believe it. If you don't believe it, I don't know. I was gonna say something rude, but I don't want to say anything rude.
When you have something that kind of goes against convention, right? It's just yeah.
They're dual nines.
Right.
So if you add them up, surface area, that's an 18-inch. Okay.
No. I mean, yeah. How small is your listening room, by the way, roughly?
It's like a 14 by 14 square.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not huge. It's not like 20 by 25 like yours.
Yeah.
I wish it was that big.
Yeah, there's definitely benefits of having a big room, but trying to fill it with bass, it's not sealed either. So is your room sealed?
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, it's totally sealed.
Yeah, so it just leaks everywhere, and it still sounds okay. But if once you've like, I've been to a friend's place where it's like completely sealed, and he has like four 15s in there, and it's even smaller than yours. It's probably like 10 by 14,
Okay.
or even like 10 by 12, and it's just like pressurization is really amazing when you can do it,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm chasing, and it gets really expensive chasing that.
Yeah. Once you get, what are you in an apartment right now?
An apartment, yeah.
Yeah. Wait. So you got neighbors and all that?
So the story goes, my neighbors before my current ones, they were kind of young and they would party well into like 2 3 a.m. on
Yeah.
the weeknights on a weeknight, and that gave me all the like, and we never really kind of crossed paths, but that gave me all the like green light to play my shit as loud. Sorry,
Hmm?
to play my stuff as loud as possible. And once they got evicted,
Oh no.
I don't think it was me. I think they just got evicted. My buddy was looking for a place, and I said, "Hey, there's a spot open next to me. Come fill it." And he did, and
Oh, lucky.
he just
Yeah.
lets me play whatever, whenever, as loud as I want, and it's a really nice situation right now. Yeah.
You're lucky. So what do you have? Like an open floor plan? Was like your kitchen's in the opposite room or something?
Yep, it's
Yeah.
it opens up to the dining room, and then the kitchen's right there, and then the
Yeah.
hallway is off to the side right here. So it's
Yeah.
not, yeah.
Yeah. I used to do one of those apartments, and then we moved over to. It's like a not a duplex, but like a triplex. Like there's a family underneath us, and then there's me, and there's another family above us.
Hmm.
But they're Korean, and they do karaoke all the time.
Oh
So it's like,
yeah.
listen, if you're gonna do karaoke all the time, I'm doing my shit too. So nobody, they don't say anything,
That's awesome.
ex- except for when I got the 18s. We, whatever. I just cranked the shit. I didn't calibrate it. I didn't level match or anything like that. We just
Hmm.
like, I just plugged them in. We just threw in midway. It's in the literal our real reaction. That's like a real reaction. It's not me
Nice.
acting. So that's a real reaction with me and then my two other buddies there, and we're just like, "What the fuck is going on?"
This is
And
the Eskendos, right? The
yeah,
Eskendo
the
18s?
Eskenos,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
Towards the end of the clip, which is not in the video, the lady, the old lady, is banging with the broomstick or something on the floor. We're just like,
Oh, that's hilarious.
and we had to cut it short. That's the
Oh,
first.
man.
That's the first time I've been here for like 5 years. That's the first time that's ever happened.
Wow, okay. So now you know the limit is those 18s.
Little, I know I said something earlier, I think the other night, but I got something bigger coming.
Oh man.
Bigger
Wait,
coming.
from Eskendo? Because if it's from Eskendo, I know
No,
exactly
no,
what
no.
it is. Okay.
Nah, it's not. It's not that. It's not that. Close,
Okay.
close. I mean, you can buy the subwoofer now if you want to put it together yourself, but this one's already kind of a pre-made one.
Okay.
That's a little hint for the subscribers out there.
Hmm.
But I'm gonna let you talk about your channel really quick about
Mhm.
your reviewing methodology, while I go and pick up a package from the FedEx guy, which will
Awesome. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
which will take me about 2 minutes.
All right. So the way I review my movies is I watch the entire movie, and then I'll kind of jot down the parts that I found to be the most the loudest, or just the frequency response is the craziest, and then I'll kind of give it a score. And on my channel, I have like a ranking system. A one is this, a two is that, a three is that, and then a five is like the brown note slash just amazing surround, amazing atmos. And so if you go to my channel and if you look on any review, there's a link to a leaderboard. And on that leaderboard shows you the scores of all my movies that I reviewed. And anything with the five basically is demo worthy. And so if you find a movie and you're like, oh, I like that movie, and then you throw it on, there's timestamps and everything, and it's there for a reference. And so whenever people come over, I take a look at that chart, and then I'll pick a movie that has a five in it, and then I'll just play it. And so that's the review methodology. And so far the highest movie has been Gravity, Atmos Edition. So if you guys have not seen Gravity, that is really, really fun in terms of like object placement. And you can watch it on iTunes if you don't have the Atmos Blu-ray, because the Atmos Blu-ray is a bit hard to come by. But on iTunes, I think they have the Atmos version. And I have yet to find a movie that has 5 scenes that can beat Gravity. So I'm currently searching for something to beat it.
Yeah, Gravity's got some pretty good good placement of surrounds.
It does, yeah.
As it moves, yeah.
And so,
It's one of the best ones.
one of the things that I want to upgrade, Shane, is you can probably see them, is those up-firing modules for my Atmos.
Yeah, I see him right now, yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, they do a okay job. I know
Yeah.
a lot of people online don't like them.
Yep.
But I think if they were to come over and kind of listen, they would see that, okay, it's not complete garbage, but it's not a replacement for having overhead speakers. And so, I don't, it's hard to drill into like my ceiling because I don't really have access up there.
Mhm.
And so I don't want to kind of like do a half job of just putting it on the front wall and the rear wall. I kind of want to go all the way, right? If I'm going to do something like that, I want to go overheads. But I don't know if people will take me seriously as a reviewer if like I only have up-firing speakers and I don't have like,
Well, you'd be talking. Well, you'd be catering to people that can't have a.
I guess so. Yeah, which is the majority actually. I would imagine.
Yeah.
Of people.
It's like, listen, most of my views come from my soundbar reviews.
Oh wow. Okay.
Because most of the normals out there buy soundbars nowadays, and those are my biggest reviews or soundbars.
I can see that. As much as I'm not a fan of soundbars,
Yeah.
I can see like 99% of people buying one. And
What we're talking about is very niche, like
Yeah.
subwoofers and home theater. That's a very niche thing.
it makes me sad, but I understand that it is.
I mean, like you're never gonna see an audio channel in millions. It doesn't exist right now.
Okay.
It's not like
you'll be the first.
I highly doubt it.
You're on your
It's
way.
unless I get some scantily clad women or something like that. But I don't think it's happening.
Whatever
I
it
think-
takes, Shane. Whatever it takes.
What is like the biggest audio channel out there? I think it's like Steve Guttenberg, probably like the biggest one.
Probably. Like serious audio, right? Yeah, probably. I don't even know how many subscribers does
He's
the
up in the
Audiophilia
hundreds.
has. Oh, okay.
I think only like 100 something. Him and like Darko, I think they're both in the 100,000 range.
Got it. So
and,
I was gonna.
and that's not really much if you think about it. These cell phone guys are up in the millions.
Yeah.
So I mean, like
What's
we're
his
very-
name? Your Average Consumer. Are you familiar with him?
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
Average Consumer. So
Yeah.
he has like I believe it's a clip setup.
Yeah. Sucks.
And
Go ahead. I seen
but
it.
he has a big phone. I'm pretty sure he's
Yeah.
in the millions, right? And
Yeah. But he does like cell phones and cameras.
he does
and
all
computers.
sorts of stuff. Yeah, but he at least a lot of those guys don't have anything.
Listen-
They don't even have like a soundbar. They just have like the TV speakers.
Yeah.
So he's like, he's like a hybrid.
He's like
No?
he's literally an average consumer. That's why he has what he has.
Well, it's funny because people are like, because he's going over the gear that he has,
Mhm.
and the average consumer is not going to spend that much money on
Nope.
the stuff. Maybe when he started off, he was more like average consumer, but what he's grown into now, it's like
Yeah.
does not fit his name whatsoever. So, I still like his videos. He has really great production value. And,
Dude, I get that too. Spare change. The turnoff is not spare change, Shane.
Oh, speaking of spare change,
Yeah.
one of my buddies asked me to ask you, did you know that there is a coin shortage in America, and are you contributing to that?
I heard that today. The woman on DHL told me that today. I called DHL for some customs things that I
Yeah.
got coming in. She was like, "What's your email address?" I was like, "Oh, sparechangereviews at gmail.com." She goes, "Oh, because there's a spare change shortage going on right now." I was like, "Yeah, there's definitely a spare change shortage in my pocket." And she was like,
Yeah.
Giggle, giggle." And then she personally emailed me back like 5 minutes later. I was like, "What is
Oh,
this all
wow.
about?"
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Oh, that's strange." But now you're saying the same thing, so I guess there really is this
There is really
change shortage.
a change shortage. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny because your name came up, and that's the first thing he said to me. He's like, "Hey, did you know that there is a change problem?" And I actually didn't know. I actually had to look that up. I thought he was like messing
Neither.
with me, and
What
I
are
was
we
like, "Oh, shoot. Okay.
What are we short on pennies or something?
I guess people are just not going out to
That's
spend."
weird.
Yeah.
That's
So
so weird.
they're having issues.
That's so
That
weird.
is
Okay.
pretty weird. That is
That's
pretty
weird.
weird.
That's weird as hell. But yeah, dude. Spare change. Why'd you pick the legendary brown note? I mean, you kind of know it, but yeah.
I heard it from someone somewhere a while ago, and I've just loved the idea of people pooping their pants because they played a note at a certain frequency at a certain SPL, and there's something romantic about that. And so when it came time for my channel, I was like, dude, that's it. That's the channel name. Like I knew it had to do with audio, and it just kind of landed there. And I like explaining it to people when they ask me, why is it called because I guess a lot of people don't know about the brown note. Or those that do know it from South Park when they had the episode about
Yeah.
the brown noise. And so it's just kind of fun to talk to people about it, or when they like message me and be like, "Oh, I looked it up," and I'm like, "I get it now." And so it's a fun little name.
Yeah, I caught your name a couple times. Like, oh, this fucking guy with the legendary brown note name. I was like, okay.
Yeah, and then the logo to go with it. I think some people see that too, and they comment on the logo. They're like, "Oh, that's a cool logo." And I tell my girlfriend every time, I'm like, "Dude, look at that. You're famous. I'm gonna make your art famous." And so, yeah.
Is she an artist?
She is not actually.
I couldn't
but-
tell from the logo.
she she says like, "Are you sure you want to use this? It looks like a 5-year-old drew this." And I'm like, "Dude, for my channel, it is perfect because I'm an amateur like reviewer, and it just works. It's just everything about it just it's perfect."
Yeah,
So-
I've been trying to change my logo forever, but I've been so lazy because
Mm.
we just kind of slapped it together really quick just to have something.
Yeah.
It always bothers me. I look at it, I was like, this is not even original. I just fucking did it. Like, I literally did it like a minute. And I just stole this change droppage from a little thing on Google search.
Nice.
I just slapped it on there.
Is that the original version 1.0 that you're still rocking?
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Nice.
That's it.
Nice.
I've been thinking about getting rid of spare change, just going with my name, but then
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure though, because I think everybody goes to their name eventually.
I've seen that as a trend actually.
Yeah.
Like for instance, one of my favorite YouTubers is Marquez Brownlee.
Yeah,
And
I
for a
watched.
lot- Yeah.
It was NKBHD, and
Yeah.
I typed it in the other day. I was like, oh, it was like literally yesterday. I was like, oh shit, his channel's not MKBHD anymore. It's Marcus
Yeah.
Brownlee.
Like you figure like one of the biggest like tech YouTubers.
Yeah.
If he changes his name, oh shoot, then there must be something right to it. But I don't know.
I was like, maybe I'd get less shit if my name was just Shane and not Spare Change.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, I think that just comes with the territory of being an online personality.
Was a wheat pick Spare Change? Like, I think it was like winter time of 2017. We're in my back room there. We're like, what can we name the channel? I was like, let's think of something that encompasses all budgets, which would be Spare Change.
Nice.
Apparently, Spare Change means you have a very low budget.
Yeah. Yeah. It does. Yeah. Well, just like how I threw shade at Your Average Consumer because he's definitely not. A lot of people think like Spare Change. You have some baller equipment, all right? You know that, and it's like that is not spare change at all. That's like a a vault full of spare change.
But then like who's Whose spare change are we talking about? Your
That's
spare
true.
change
Okay.
or
All
my
right.
spare change?
All right. That's true. That's true. I like that. I like the spin. I like the spin. It definitely ain't mine. I'll tell you that. It definitely ain't mine. So yeah.
Bro, you getting there?
Yeah.
You were
Oh.
you getting there? You're at 230 right now.
Oh dang, man.
That's it, dude.
This is
That's it.
crazy. This is crazy.
You just need 700 more,
Oh, that's it.
770 more, and then you can start making some loot
Nah.
on YouTube.
One day, the dream. That is the dream. That is the goal.
Ah, man, you get there. That's not that hard. You'll get there. What month are we in right now? I don't even know.
Dude, it's 2020 needs to go away. I don't even know. It's either July or
Oh,
August.
it's July. Okay, yeah, I've been
Yeah,
stuck in
it's-
this. I've been here for the past 5 months. I don't even know what day it is. July.
Actually, something good did come out of this whole COVID thing is my channel. Before that, I didn't have the time to do it. But since working from home is a thing, it just has given me a lot more time to kind of interact with like just people online about like home theater stuff, and to finally,
Mhm.
I've been talking about starting my channel for a long time, but I just never did it, and it finally gave me a reason to do it, and I'm really happy for that. So
Yeah, dude, it's fun. I love doing YouTube. I'm not one like if I was going to a party or something like that, even if I'm hanging out with the guys or something, I'm usually the quiet guy.
mm,
Even my family is like, "You have a YouTube channel? You don't talk."
yeah.
I was like, "Well, I'm not really talking. I'm just talking to myself, or I'm just talking to a camera. I'm not really saying anything." And then he's like, "But everybody can watch you, though." I was like, "I guess, but I'm really talking to myself.
That's
like, I'm not really
true.
talking to anybody."
That is,
And
yeah. There's
yeah.
no pressure. Okay,
Yeah,
there's
no,
pressure.
yeah.
There's pressure, but it's a different kind of pressure than being with a group of people. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting.
It's interesting that people even listen to you, or they listen to what you have to say, or
Right.
they think that I'm not gonna say they think that you know what you're talking about, because I like to think I know what I'm talking about, but it's just like people trust in what you say, I guess.
Yeah.
And, that you're a so-called influencer.
Right, right. I have a long way to go before that. But actually, I was talking to some of my, like, I have a local group in the LA area. That's where I'm from. We used to get together for like meetups at a certain dude's house, and or just around the different theaters. And we used to just go like 2, 3 in the morning and just talk about home theater, and just talk about random things. And they said that they were watching some of my videos, and it kind of reminded them of like pre-COVID, and like just hanging out and talking about movies again. And I really miss doing that. By the way, like just going over to somebody's house and just watching a movie together, and then making fun of it, or just talking about it afterwards, and just enjoying other people's systems. Like that's a thing that we did a lot. And I don't know if you did, if your area has a lot of people locally that like open up their houses for you to come by and just take a tour or watch movies. Have you done much of that?
Like I said, I'm an introvert,
Ah, okay.
so COVID-19 has been like a vacay for me.
Got it.
If COVID-19 never went away, I'd be perfectly happy. I'd be absolutely happy just right here.
Nice.
I could talk to you, not in person. I could talk to anybody.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
talking-
That's true.
That's perfectly. I'm meeting people I've never would ever have talked to in my entire life. Man, I would never talk to you. You're in California.
For sure.
I'm
For sure.
I'm talking to Kef. Like, what would Kef want to talk to me for? I'm talking to Trinov. Why does
Yeah.
Trinov want to talk to me for?
A Skendo, right?
Is Geno? They're in Germany.
Yeah.
I mean, so like YouTube has opened a lot of doors for me. Just being home. Just most of these live chats, I'm not even wearing pants or underwear. I'm just sitting here. I'm just fucking sitting here with a shirt and a hat on.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So actually, if there's anybody in Kansas City or that area in the chat, supposedly every year they do a Kansas City home theater crawl, and it's supposed to be like this epic thing where people like go to like 10 or 12 different home theaters, and they just go from person's place and just get to experience their theaters. I think there's YouTube videos on that, and these people have like crazy ass systems. Like we're talking like dual JTR, 4000s and up. Like they're
Yeah.
just like super crazy stuff. And I think the LA chapter kind of wants to do that as well when all the stuff is kind of like finally over. 'Cause there's some nice systems around. Oh, Rob E, man, Rob E gets people in trouble with with his comments.
I think that one was Tristan.
Yeah.
Hold on. Shout out to Alexander Lachance. Thank you for the CA $2 super chat. Appreciate that. Super chats are always welcome. Welcome super chats. So thanks for the $2 super chat. But yeah, man, no meetups over here. I mean, listen, I don't live in the nicest neighborhood, so I don't think I'd want to go to a meetup over here. I might not come back.
Yeah, got it. Well, funny story. Okay, so
Yeah.
the first meet I ever went to, I don't know how much you know about Compton.
Yeah.
You've heard of it, right?
I live in the Connecticut version of it. Yeah, go ahead.
Ah, okay. So
Yeah.
this guy was on the local like LA thread saying, "Hey, guys, come on over to my place, check out my new system." And I was like, "Sounds good, right?" And then I like PM'd or messaged him, and he gave me his address, and it said Compton, and I was like, "Is this guy like trolling, or I don't know, man? Like, I've heard a lot. I've never really been to Compton
Yeah.
prior to that." I've maybe like driven by, but you hear things, right? It has a reputation, and like people on the
NWA.
yeah, yeah, straight out of Compton, and they on the local thread they're like, "Oh, you know what? I can't make it anymore." Like a whole bunch of people just started like as soon as he released his address, a whole bunch of people like just kind of like bounced out like nope, and then I decided like, you know what, let's do it. Like I'm curious, I'm young, who's gonna want to mess around with me, right? And so the guy turned out to be legit,
Yeah.
and like we're like really good friends to this day. This was probably like 15 years ago when I first went to his house, and he has since like just created this amazing theater that every time I go to, it makes me
Yeah.
feel inadequate in every way. When I come back to watch my own system, I'm like, this sounds like garbage. This looks
Yeah.
like garbage. This is just I can't watch anything on my TV anymore because of his like setup.
Is it like a legit house?
It is a legit house, but he converted his garage into a
okay.
like he fully soundproofed it. Everything is blacked out. It's pitch black in there, and he's got the goods. He's got the all the nice equipment to go with that space.
That's
And so,
That's like when you come over here. That's like when you come. It's like when you come over here and you come over here in my neighborhood, and then you walk into this. I don't want to be like a decrepit looking house, and you come in and you come up the stairwell where it looks all kind of grungy looking, and then you walk inside my apartment. I've been in the other apartments. I've been in the first and second
Sure.
floor, and it's kind of rough. So you walk into mine. Not the best. It's not the best, of course. I mean, you can see it in some of my videos where I try to hide, like the hallway or something like that.
I don't notice it ever, but yeah, it's good. You do a good job.
I do a 1.4 so it blurs out the background, so you can't see.
Okay.
So I'll do that, and then you walk in, and you're like, what is this fucking guy doing with 803s? Or why is there a separate room with a Trinov in it and some special amps from New York somewhere, handmade.
Yeah.
And then and there's a theater. And you're like, what's going on here? So you wouldn't think there's $100,000 theater in this little neighborhood
Mm-hmm.
when you see all the ghetto people around.
Mm-hmm.
I say ghetto in the kindest words, of course.
Sure. No. Yeah.
Because I live there.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I'm one of them too. Okay.
Yeah.
But I wanted to get the new the Rel subwoofers. They had a new Rel 1202 or something like that, SC
Okay.
special edition. It's like the double stack 12s.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, hey, I said that'd be really nice if you let me get that on the channel first, and then we could do a little podcast about it. They're like, oh, definitely. Can we send somebody else to set you up, because we don't want it. We don't want to send it to you without having somebody go out and professionally set up for you. I was like, yeah, that's probably not a good idea.
Well, I mean, Yeah.
Then I used COVID-19 as an excuse. I was like, because COVID-19, obviously.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause, dude, they sent these guys out here for like 9 grand worth of subwoofers, and they come into my neighborhood.
They're like, nope, turn it back around. Yeah. Um,
Dude, when the salamander guys came here to
mhm.
drop off the seats that I had, the seats are like 13. Seats are 13 grand,
Dang.
and the delivery guy came over here to drop them off. He's like, oh, I drove. He's like, I drove around the corner a couple times. I wasn't sure if this was the house. I was like, bro, I get it. I get it. Somebody that lives here is not dropping 13 grand on some leather
Yeah.
chairs.
Yeah.
He's like, oh no, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that. I was like, I know what you're talking about.
I get it. I get it. So, like, do you just have like really good like renters insurance, or like you just like what's like not stopping you from doing this kind of
Bro,
stuff?
no, I got cameras. I have cameras in every single room. There's cameras everywhere. So
Got it.
even if I'm at the grocery store or something, I know what the hell's going on.
Got it.
So nobody's coming in here
Got
at
it.
all. And I'm never too far from the house where I. Plus, if you're walking out of here with a PB16 or a rack, if
It's a
you can
little
walk
obvious.
out, if you come out of here with my equipment rack on your shoulders,
Yeah.
I say, go ahead. I say, it's yours, man. You take it. I could see one of the crackheads doing that. They might be kind of high on something. I could probably see that happening,
Yeah.
but yeah, but no, that's not. It's not happening here though.
Actually, speaking of my friend's place, he has a JVC, the NX7, and the like, you know how the people say OLEDs have like just best blacks. Coming from his room, sometimes I'm like, I don't even notice a difference. It's so good nowadays, like projectors,
Yeah.
that like the whole like black levels thing is like, man, you can get some if you have a light controlled room. Um, it's amazing. That's like my next step is one day to pick up a projector. But where I'm at right now, I don't really have a light controlled room, and I don't want to paint the walls, a different color. Um, yeah.
Will they let you paint the walls?
I have no idea. I mean, I would probably just do it and just skip out on the deposit.
Gotcha,
you know.
gotcha. Yeah.
But it's not something I want to do in this kind of room anyway. Like hanging a projector or just it's just not easy to do in this room.
Yeah, man. I got the NX7. I was gonna get the NX9, but this was JVC's kind of first iteration of 4K
Hmm.
for their lamps. So I wasn't gonna go shell out all the cash to get the NX9 because there's gonna be an NX7 version 2, Gen 2, probably this year or next year.
Yeah.
So why waste it on a first gen product?
So is there an upgrade coming then for when they release it?
I know there's something in the works. I knew that. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I didn't know. They wouldn't tell me if it was definitely at the end of the year or not.
Oh, okay.
But I know it's fairly soon though. Fairly soon. It's
And
less than a year.
you would think about picking it up, or you're happy with what you have right now?
I would get the second generation of the NX9 if I was going to pick it up.
Got
So
it.
it'd be their 8K version. But I saw the 8K version back last year Christmas time, and it looked good, but I didn't think it was like drastically different from the NX7. So
Okay.
I went with the NX7.
I'm a little like behind on projectors. Have they finally gone like Dolby Vision on these
Mm,
projectors?
Nah, there's no
Still
Dolby Vision
haven't,
yet.
huh? My
I
gosh.
I don't think. Listen, I don't think it'd be that much of a difference. Like,
Mm.
I watch it on the TV, and sometimes it's a little different, but
Mhm.
I'm gonna say like 90% of the time it's like not.
Okay.
And I don't think it. I think if you're getting a projector, you're basically buying it just for the screen size alone,
Got it.
just for the immersion factor.
Yeah.
I guess Dolby Vision would be nice, but I don't see it being like a game changer. That's gonna change people's minds about not buying a television set.
I'm just one of those. Like I said before, I'm not really a video guy. I just kind of brought it up just because if you're paying that much money, you kind of expect certain features to be there. Um, and I just feel like Dolby Vision is just one of those features, right? That should
Yeah.
be. Do you know why it hasn't made it over to like projectors yet? Dolby Vision in particular.
I believe from what I from what I hear from what they do in the theaters, like it measures the light output that's coming from the screen. Like it's got to hit a certain light output, but there's no way to actually measure that in your house on a
Oh,
like frame by
okay.
frame basis or whatever. Although I do think there is, I think there's an ultra short throw that apparently has Dolby Vision. I don't know how they're doing it, but it's like one of these cheap Chinese projectors.
Huh.
So I don't know how real it is. These Chinese companies come out
Yeah.
with they come out with
It's
shit, but
Dolby Vision. It's like a
it,
knockoff
it
version.
looks like the Vava projector.
Okay.
Like it's one of these little cheapy $3,000 models. So listen, if
Gotcha.
Sony and JVC's not doing it, I don't know how these little knockoff Chinese companies are doing it.
Yeah. I think, ideally, I think those ultra short throw projectors, the form factor is really nice.
Yeah.
Just because you don't have to worry about mounting and, making shadows and, if you're going to cross. But I haven't heard a whole lot of good, like, not good things, but I don't hear people ranting and raving about them. Have you?
Uh, I mean I've done the Vava and the Optoma and the LG, and I think the Hisense is coming soon. I mean the best one was the LG that looked the closest to like a TV set.
Hmm.
The Vava was like the worst one. I didn't say that in the video, but it was
Yeah.
the worst one.
That's
Um,
the one I hear the most is Vava. So they must be
because
doing something.
it's because they send it to everybody.
Got it.
They send it to everybody. That's why. And when everybody gets it, they're happy to get it.
Yeah.
But I don't think I gave it like a favorable review. I gave it kind of like a listen. Anybody that's right here right now watching this, if you clearly can't tell that I'm giving it a favorable review, just know that it's kind of average. if if I ever use the words good in my reviews, that means it's just average. But if I say something like if I say something like it's amazing or it's fantastic, it's blowing my mind, that means go buy it. If I just say yeah, this is a really good projector and I think you'd be happy with it for the price, that means it is average.
Nice.
So, so it's like when these companies send you stuff, you have to be kind of diplomatic in what you're saying. You can't be like, it's pure shit, don't buy it.
That's how you get. That's how you stop getting stuff. I
Yeah,
imagine.
yeah.
Yeah.
So don't do that.
Yeah.
That's a bad idea.
Before I forget, Rob E specifically, so I'm gonna blame him. He told me to ask you this question: would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck? That's for you, Robbie. All right, just so that you don't give me shit later on.
I would rather fight 100 duck-sized horses because I could it would be easier for me to step on them. I feel,
Mm.
yeah, rather than having one gigantic horse-sized duck.
Yeah, ducks are aggressive though, dude. Like the ducks aren't small either. Like the ducks in my area are pretty big.
Wait, you said a dozen?
A hundred,
Horse?
100 horse. Sorry, duck-sized horses. So yeah, ducks. I mean, horses can be kind of, you know.
Yeah, but I'm like swing. I'm batting them away. I'm kicking them away. I'm stepping on them. Whereas a gigantic horse-sized duck, he's gonna just with his beak just snap you up in one shot.
Yeah,
I'm
alright.
done for.
True, true,
I
true,
got.
true.
I think I have a better chance with that.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can go different ways with that. You could be like easier to run away from one thing than 100 things. So you can go that way as well.
Yeah. So back to videos really quick. I remember watching one of your home theater tour videos where you kind of did you walked through your whole thing, and I remember specifically that you kind of did it in a way that was very different than a lot of other people were doing it. Who was your cameraman for that?
Oh, it's Elias. Elias
Oh,
was
that
the
was
guy.
Elias. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was Elias. Bro, we did that
was-
shit. Bro, we did that shit in one shot.
Dang.
That's a one take wonder right
That's
there.
crazy.
That's a one
That's
take wonder.
that is impressive. That
One
was.
take.
I remember seeing that, and I'm like, oh wow. You were like, it was just super chill, and it was just nice and relaxing to watch
It was
as you kind of talked through it.
it was winter time. It was winter time. We were drinking Modelo's or something like that. Some kind of Mexican beer. Drinking Mexican beers, and we just came here. I was like, let's just do this home theater tour real quick. He's like, okay. I just got this new gimbal.
Yeah.
I got it. I got
It's
a
super
gimbal.
smooth. It's super smooth. I was like, dude, this is really nice.
I was got a gimbal. I was like, let's just fucking shoot it. I was like, nobody's doing one fucking take in there, one take in the theater. They're just like setting the camera up and just talking. I was like, we're just gonna do the whole walkthrough, one shot. We're gonna keep it smooth. And he kept it smooth. He works for this advertising agency, so he's like a camera guy.
Okay. Okay.
So he knew how to do everything nice and smooth. I just fucking, boom, 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 just fucking did it. It was
Dude,
fucking,
that is awesome.
I was
that
like, oh
was-
shit.
That's cool. Now that I know that I'm watching that, that's even more impressive. Because one takes are like rough, man. One takes
was
can
rough.
be tough. Yeah.
It, usually, like even if I'm sitting here talking to you, I think a lot.
No, yeah.
I think a lot, yeah. And I'll be like,
And it didn't come across that way when I was watching it. I distinctly remember it. And so
That's
that was
a-
a good one.
Listen, I used to be a salesman before this.
Okay,
I had an audio,
that's
I had an audio shop, so I got a little skill in selling some shit. So
Okay, so how did you get into like the whole video production part of this? Because you have you obviously understand video production quality and value, right?
dude, I didn't
So,
know
yeah.
anything. I didn't know anything about shooting anything. If it wasn't on like a cell phone, I didn't know anything. I think I started off like everybody else that you're not supposed to start off with. I took all my spare change. Was like, let me just buy the best shit I can buy. So I bought all the good stuff right off the bat. I started. My whole shtick was everybody. I want to do something different than everybody else was doing. So we started doing the movie reviews 1st. I was like, usually these guys they sit in front of the camera, talking head video like what we're
Yep.
doing right now.
Yep.
I was like, everybody does that. I was like, I've got you guys here. Each of us has cameras. We'll do a multi-cam setup.
Nice.
Those videos, literally at the beginning, took me about 6 to 8 hours to edit.
Oh man.
I had to
Yeah, no,
sync
I
everything.
understand multicam. Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Dude, like syncing everything together, cutting back and forth. I was like, fucking nobody's reviewing movies like this. I got it. And I think that's what kind of hooked people on, and I
Uh-huh.
got them. I was like,
Yeah.
oh fuck, I got them. I was getting like all those views at the beginning.
Yeah.
I was like, sweet, that shit worked. And then afterwards, always a bad idea. Always a bad idea if you're going into the channel with a bunch of guys, because there's never like one guy that rules the roost. Everybody wants to be the head cheese.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So it just so happened that I owned everything and I paid for everything. So I was the head guy. And then other people would want to be the head guy. And then I think if you followed me from the very beginning, you would know that it started off with 3 people and now it's me.
Got
So
it.
people have dropped off. Elias has stayed because he has his own thing, so he does his own thing.
Yeah.
So we help each other out. So he understands how it works.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna do something with your boys,
Yeah. No.
even if you're starting something on YouTube with another YouTuber,
Right.
there's always one guy.
Yeah.
There's always
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
one
yeah.
guy.
No, for sure.
And-
Yeah, I understand that.
And you might know what I'm talking about. You might not know what I'm talking about. But if you're gonna start a conglomerate or something like that, just know you're answering to one guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
I've been asked to join things, and I've said no because I started YouTube because I wanted to be my own boss. I didn't want to have to answer to anybody. So that's why I'm still here now. And fuck, I forgot the question. What was the question?
No, we were just talking about the production quality and production
Oh.
value.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
What
Well,
kind of
oh,
camera
I-
system are you?
Yeah,
Are you rocking?
I was just giving you some tips on how to do YouTube the proper way. But dude, fucking get like a Canon or a Sony where it has autofocus. Don't buy a Panasonic unless you want to. Unless you want to be.
That's my cam. Okay, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. Keep shitting on it. Go ahead. Keep going.
Wait,
Keep
wait.
going.
What do you got? GH5.
GH5. Yeah, GH5.
So I started off my channel on GH5 for like 2 years,
Okay.
and autofocus is the worst.
I've never used autofocus on this thing before, so.
The absolute worst.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you want to take a tracking shot and you just can't do it because it
Yeah.
won't catch focus, or you want to do a talking head video and it'll focus on the background, not your face. Or you want to hold a product up in front of the camera and it won't focus on the camera, on the product, no matter how long. Like
Yeah.
My hands
That's
are
good.
focused right now.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
Real quick, back to me.
yeah.
That's how it should be.
Yes.
I could never do that with GH5. It was so annoying.
It's a tip to all the people in the chat right now. Stay away from Panasonic if you want good autofocus. Because both of us will say, yeah, it's definitely the worst.
So, dude, Sony just fucking works all the time. Look at that, look at that. Oh my god, look how good that is. Jesus
That is
Christ.
good.
Okay, look at that bokeh right there.
You got a A7S3, A7R?
I got an A7 III, but I'm getting the A7S3 though.
Okay.
In September, they just released that. I don't know if you're follow camera news or not, but
A little bit. I know the Canons just dropped the R5
yeah.
and the R6 out of my price range, but
Well, the new Sony's 3500. Well, you gotta buy lens. You gotta buy a lens too.
yeah.
But don't get me wrong, man. If you're comfortable with the GH5 and you are okay with manual focus, I mean,
For now it's fine.
but it's a little harder to get. At least if you want to get the blurry background, sometimes you got to get like a speed booster or something like that if you want to get a really good lens. Is that what you got?
I do have a speed booster, yeah.
See?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
yeah.
Because I noticed you got a little bokeh back there. It's a little blurry
yeah,
back there.
yeah.
I was like, I'm like, no, this guy's got a speed booster because you're not getting that from a regular lens.
I'm also shooting like wide open at like 1.3, 1.2, so it's even then it's not it's a micro four thirds, so it's not going to get as much bokeh as like a full frame.
So to a full frame, man, you gotta fucking like I said, man. I had the GH5. I went from the GH5 to the A60 100 to the A60 400. And then I was like, let's just go full frame.
Yeah.
And then I did that less than a year ago. And then A7 III's coming out. A7S3 just got announced 3 days ago. So I'm going to get that. It's got the flippy screen.
Nice.
GH5 was awesome because I had flippy screen.
Yes, it did.
This doesn't.
Oh, okay.
I've acclimated to not having that flippy screen for better video quality.
So I don't know if you use one, but an external monitor. Do you use an external monitor?
I have an Atomos Ninja somewhere around here.
Oh, okay. So that was a game changer. I can't believe I waited this long. Especially because focusing sucks on this. Having like the Atomos Ninja is like, it's just so much nicer. I can see what I'm focusing on now instead of the little tiny ass screen.
Yep.
So, tell me more about the A7 S3. Like, is it 8K? Like, is it following after Canon?
So unlike Canon, where it overheats in 8K after 10 minutes, it's just 4K. It's 16. It does 16-bit RAW.
Ooh, that is nice.
As opposed to 8-bit as the current generation does now. So double. But there's no recorders that can do 16-bit RAW. So I'm sure Atomos is working on something. But if you want to go RAW into the recorder, it'll do 12-bit.
Okay. Dude,
so I mean, still.
How big is that? It's like an hour? No, like half an hour terabyte. What do you think you're looking at?
Dude, it's so much easier on your at least when I record on the Atomos, it's so much easier for Premiere to process because it's not. It's like less work. If I do like a standard MP4, it chugs my computer like hardcore.
Yes.
Forget about 265. That's like impossible. But do the external recorders, and plus the low light with the external recorder is way better. Less noise. It just looks cleaner.
Yeah, for sure.
All my videos I do on the external recorder, unless I'm not in the house. Then I do it in camera.
Okay.
So but yeah, dude, it's fucking, flippy screen. I think it's 12-bit, 10 or 12-bit in the camera. No, I think it's 12-bit in camera and 16-bit out of camera through HDMI, and 12 megapixels. So you get awesome low light, basically just for video, not for stills. So basically, film centric, video centric rather. I guess it's supposed to look really like the FX9, which is like the Sony's.
It's like their
cinema cameras,
right? Yeah, like their big old.
Yeah, they're cinema cameras, so it's supposed to be very close to that. At only $3,500.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying like only. Like I understand that you're still kind of new, but I say you spend I say spend the money. I said don't. That's probably not the right attitude to do it. If you're beginning out, spend the
Yeah.
money and just do it.
Yeah, yeah,
As
yeah.
I say when you're starting out, then concentrate on the content first,
Right, sure.
and then build the subscribers so you can make the money to buy the
Right.
cameras. Yeah.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right.
That's
Like
that's
$3,500
that's the way to do it.
is a big, like that's a big AVR. That's a big subwoofer. That is a baller, like left and right channel. Right. That opens up a lot of doors in terms of like upgrades. Right. Thirty five
Yeah, yeah,
hundred
yeah.
bucks.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, dude, your video quality is awesome though. I watched your videos. I seen it. I
Oh,
was like,
thanks. No, I appreciate
was-
that.
I was like, oh shit, this guy's got some good stuff here, and he's only got 200 subscribers.
Yeah, like I think one of the reasons that kind of started me on my path was I was watching these people review things, and there's a big divide in quality, right? Like for like you guys, like you're like your average consumer, like MKBHD, you guys have like top-notch production quality. It shows, right? Like your work speaks for itself. And then you have the other people who like have terrible audio or shaky cam, like they're holding their camera or someone's holding their camera, and it's like I can do better than that.
Yeah.
I can bring like what I know and what I have to like so I want to make sure whatever I put out has a certain level of minimum quality, I guess. Otherwise, like I would feel very bad about like putting something up, because then I'd be the person that I said I would not be, right? Like that person with the shaky cam or the bad audio,
I think you'll find you get the quickest views and the most views, the stuff that you don't try to produce. It's just it just happens. I don't know why.
I get it. Like what I'm doing right now, like reviewing movies based off of audio, bass EQ, it's a very niche audience. There's not a
Yeah.
lot of people that do home theater, let alone bass EQ. And I'm okay with that. Like I'm okay with having a smaller audience as long as these are people that are cool with like bass EQ, right? Like they want to learn more about it. That's awesome. Like this is what it's all about, and I'll be happy to like help you out in any way that I can. And so like that's a goal. But in doing so, I want to make sure I do it in the best possible way and not just half-ass something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. See, I used to think like having the I used to want to be like I was like, yo, I want to be like the MKBHD of audio, have
Yeah.
awesome video quality and all this other stuff, and then I see channels like whoever straps a GoPro to their head or
Shots fired at Zeos.
Or-
That's Zeos.
and I was like, dude, that literally takes no effort whatsoever, and I was like, you can get a fucking bazillion views, and then I can get 4,000, 5,000 after editing for 6 hours. That kind of
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Dude.
it's like,
So you know what bothered me? Bothers me the most. It's an irrational bother. Okay. When I see people with the lapel mics on their collar,
yeah,
I think
yeah.
I just hate it. It looks ugly. I think it bothers me, and I know that that's
Or what?
where it's supposed to go.
I wear one.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying like it shouldn't. It's an irrational bother, right? It's just something that I personally just don't like, right? And so I try to make a point to hide my lapel mic in different ways, right? When I do my videos, and when I first started doing it, I was like, oh, it's easy. Just put it under your shirt, tape it on, and you're good to go, right? And I did my whole first recording session, and
That
when
don't
I
work.
played it back, oh my gosh. The whole time I'm like, oh, this is not going to work. I can see why people like put it there now.
Yeah.
And so it's just one of those things you learn, right? Like,
Yeah.
oh shoot, I forgot to turn on the recorder for the audio. You know, like as you kind of do this, like so anybody in the comment section or watching this,
Yeah.
like if you want to do a YouTube thing, you are so gonna make so many mistakes. Doing your first few videos, and it just and all that takes time, and yeah, I'm sure Shane, like you spend many hours.
Done it many times.
So hopefully, like in recent years, it's gone less, right? Less like those flubs have been less frequent.
Yeah, I mean, I think I think recently I've had the volume turned up too loud. I'm like clipping and all that stuff. But
Okay.
that was like last week, so it's not like it's not like I'm immune to it.
Okay. Yeah. So
So,
it's yeah.
but yeah, dude, it's fucking no, it's fun though. It's always like you got to kind of strike a balance whether you want to do videos for you
Mhm.
or do you want to do videos for the subscribers. That's
Right.
always like a balancing act. It's like I'm not gonna lie, most of the stuff I do for myself because if I did
Same.
everything,
Same.
yeah,
Yeah. I hear you.
everybody just wants me to do affordable stuff.
Mm.
And it's like I think I've kind of gotten past that.
Mhm.
Um, but there's a ton of other channels out there that do affordable stuff. I'm just not that guy.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of good. Like I said, like I tell people, listen, once you graduate from those affordable guys, you're coming over here because you want to get that good stuff.
That's right. That's right.
It sucks because I do the affordable stuff. Then it's like sometimes I don't get the subscribers that I want because it's not a mainstream thing, and it kind of sucks in that respect too.
Yeah. No,
Especially
I hear you.
especially when you want to make money, but then
Yeah.
but at the same time, those high end companies want you because if they were going to get 200 views on their own, and they get 4,000 on me, that's way better than what they would get on
Right.
their own.
Yeah.
So
For sure. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
even though for me that would be like, oh, that sucks. It's only 4,000 when I could get like 50,000 or something like that. But it's a weird fucking thing. It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing. But dude, I love it though. I mean, sometimes I love it, but like, dude, I always get I get good stuff like shit that I would never ever own. I get to try out and I get excited about. It's very little that I get excited about nowadays, but there's some awesome things. Like
Oh yeah.
I feel like after owning the Trinov, it's like I can't listen to nothing else because like nothing else sounds good. And it's
That's
like
in. Yeah.
if I get something else, it really it has to blow my mind for that price.
I mean, is
Like
there
the
anything that compares, like competes with the Trinov?
no
There
nothing.
isn't, right? Yeah.
Come
So it's
on,
like it's
ain't nothing out there.
a true end game. You know.
I
Uh.
mean, I'm working with the Storm Audio guys, so I'm on the list. August, I think it's August now, or is it tomorrow?
Yeah. No.
August?
It's no. Not
Tomorrow's
yet.
August.
Yeah.
I think maybe August or September. I'm supposed to get a Storm processor in, so I've been talking to them for the past month and a half. S- Stop saying like I tell myself all the time. Stop saying Uh, so I've been working with those guys for the past month and a half, and I'm supposed to get their newest version of that in, and apparently they think it's there. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Are
It's about
they
the same. It's about the same price. Don't get
are
me
they
wrong.
a
They're both.
preamp? Like, are they a strictly preamp kind of
Yeah, they're
company?
pre-pro. They're
Pre-pro.
pre-pro, and they're in France.
Oh, okay.
So they're both French.
Nice.
Apparently, the French know how to do it right.
Yeah, I definitely I'm not that familiar with the high end market because, like you hear about it, but I don't really like go and read about it or like you just hear people name dropping like Trinoff
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and like Full Cal and or like just all these like really high end things, and I'm definitely like on the budget end of things. So all your people that want
Yeah.
budget, come to me. I'll show you guys some budget stuff. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I started off the channel with a Integra processor, which I thought was great, and then I moved up to the I think audio control, which was like just went up again, into the NAD
Hmm.
Pre-Pro, which was a step up again, and then the Emotiva, which was like another step up again,
Hmm.
and then finally I got my way to the Trinov. I'm not gonna say I didn't start YouTube just so I can get all the good stuff,
Yeah.
but I finally got to the good stuff, and there's a reason why it costs why it does, and I'm glad that I get to talk about it because nobody talks about it.
Yeah.
Nobody talks about it, so I'm glad I'm able to talk about it. And like saying Trinov is like saying Ferrari.
Hmm. Absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely.
when am I going to drive a Ferrari unless I start doing reviews on my Mini Cooper now and build my way up. But
Yeah.
I feel like I started at the Mini Cooper and I worked up to the Ferrari. And everybody that follows me on the channel, they get to follow the journey too. And if you save your spare change, then you can get the Trinov as well, and you can get to the, I don't want to be like the higher echelon or whatever, but the higher echelon is whatever you can afford. Not trying to like demean anybody or anything like that, but
Yeah.
there's a reason why things cost the way they do. There's a reason why Ferrari costs what it costs. There's a reason why Honda costs the way it costs. But if you have the means to get to the more expensive stuff, there's a difference, dude. There's a difference. That's all I can say, man. There's a difference.
Sure.
Whether it's snake oil to many people that can't swing it, that's fine. That's cool. But there's a difference, though.
Yeah, I think like everything else, there's diminishing returns, right?
Yeah.
And some people are not comfortable with the amount of return you get when you step up to the next level. Like, yeah, there's definitely gains to be had, but at what cost? And I think people are often like
Yeah.
battling that.
Quick question here, super chat. I know this was a while ago. Mr. Mike Baltrell, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hey Shane, since you have had the Treno for some time, is there any chance we will get to see the Macintosh MX170 or Datasat 20i review and a comparison video for your Trinov? Macintosh is a little flaky. I don't know what's up with these guys. I'm not saying I have some Macintosh stuff coming in or not, but yeah, make sure you subscribe to find out. But the Macintosh is basically a Steinway Lingdorf, just rebadged. And then the Datasat, I don't think Datasat has released anything kind of like new and approved in the past few years. So probably not the Datasat, but you can probably look out for like I said, the audit for the Storm Audio within the next at least an unboxing within the next maybe month or two. So be on the lookout for that. But maybe the MX 170, we'll try for that by the end of the year. I wouldn't mind trying that out. So thank you for the super chat, for the $10 super chat. I think we had one more here. Oh, same guy. $4.99. I asked you a question regarding the trend. Oh, dude, you didn't have to pay me another question to get to the previous question, but you don't have to do that. But yeah, so that's the response to that. If anything, look out for a comparison between the Trinov and the Storm Audio, which I think are the two biggest processors, most popular processor that you can get right now. Macintosh, I feel like Macintosh is real like niche, because it is basically just a rebadged Steinway, kind of like JBL is a rebadged Trinov. But I think the big boys are going to be the Trinov and the Storm Audio.
Do you own a lot of Macintosh gear, Shane? I forget.
Do I own it? like as of right now?
Yeah, right now, current.
As of right now, or in a few weeks?
Oh, as of right now.
Oh no.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Have you heard a lot of Macintosh stuff in the past?
Yeah.
Do they carry a certain like sound signature or?
Typically kind of a warmish sound. Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of like a warmish organic sound.
I just like the way they look. I'm like, I would love to.
Me too.
Yeah,
Me
have
too?
some of those blue lights in my room.
I would love to have some blue lights too. Hopefully I get them. Hopefully I get them soon. Or hopefully I get them sooner than later.
Yeah. Do you think they're gonna stick with that design for like ever? The whole like, analog.
They've been doing it for like what 75 years now. So
Yeah.
I doubt they're going away anytime.
Okay.
Anytime in our generation or lifetime. But I feel like it's like I hate to be like, yeah, I don't want to be like I hate it, but I think if you are going to at least doing movies, like I do movies, of course,
Mm-hmm.
which nobody else really does, and home theater at the same time. So I'm glad I'm the only guy that does it. But I think if you, but I'm glad. I think if you're gonna do movie reviews, you should probably have like the best that you can get.
Mm.
And I think my rationale was like, I should probably have the best that I can afford, which would be the Trinov, and the amplifiers should probably be the best that I see in my mind, which I don't have right yet, but they're coming soon.
Nice.
So that would end that. That would end. Those 2 points would be stopped. I have no place else to go. So upgrade-itis ceases to exist anymore for me. And then everything else would just be like reviews.
Nice.
Just review samples. So I think this goes along with being like a YouTuber, reviewing stuff. That you should have like a benchmark for yourself that if you're getting more product in, that has to live up to the benchmark or to the reference piece that you have.
Right. We were actually talking about that in my Discord I was telling you earlier about. When War of the Worlds came out, the UHD, some guy reviewed it, a professional reviewer, and gave it full marks for the audio. And when people questioned
I can see
him,
that.
when people
that.
questioned him
Yeah.
for hey, didn't you notice a lack of bass response compared to the original Blu-ray? And he was like, no, not really. And then they kind of dug further, and turned out he was reviewing on a soundbar, an Atmos soundbar system, with an 8-inch subwoofer. And so it's just
God.
it's just things like that. It's kind of interesting. Wow, there are reviewers that review on, and I know sound is not 100% of the review process, but I mean, man, there are professional reviewers who have that kind of setup, and I get it. The average person probably has that as well.
Nah, man, you can't do that. You just can't do that. You just can't do that. It's like, nah, you can't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you disclose it, you're like, hey, this is in my videos, I put a little text. This is one for the viewers out there. I hate this. If I'm reviewing a movie and on the screen I put in text for a list of equipment that I use for this review, please refer to the video description. Why would you ask me what did I use for the? Why would you ask me what did I use when it's clearly on the screen? Just read the video description. And don't say you can't read the video description, because you can. That's why you're typing it in the comment section on a mobile device.
Yes.
So yeah, I think if you're gonna do a movie review, you have to have at least a system that can reproduce what it's supposed to sound like, whether it's a home theater in a box with the home theater in a box speakers on your ceiling or not. But it's got to be. It can't be a soundbar. It just can't.
Yeah.
It just can't be, unless you say, listen, this is a soundbar review of this. You can expect this from your soundbar.
Right.
Otherwise, people are going to read it and just think that you have a system that's capable of showing the true potential of what the movie should sound like.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, and when I review, I was kind of I was like, shit. I was like, this movie does not fucking sound like the Blu-ray. I was like, something is wrong here. And then I popped in the Blu-ray. I was like, yo, fuck, it's 10 times louder. I was like, what's going on?
Yep.
Yeah, there was a huge difference, man. Huge difference. But like I said, man, just have a reference. What do you have? What kind of, you got a receiver processor?
So again, budget, right? I have a Denon X4300, and then I have it made it with a 2-channel, an old 2-channel amp, and so I'm running a 7.1.4, and I have shoe bookshelves. Those are super budget. They're $150 each. Right, shoe bookshelves all around with the matching center.
Good subwoofers.
And the good stuff. So those are my little babies. Those are my darlings of my home theater. And I think bass is where it matters to me the most. So that's where I spent most of my money.
Yeah.
And that's just how my preference is. But at least I feel like I have enough of a proper setup, minus the whole upfiring shenanigan, to give each movie a fair shake. Right? I have 7 bed layers, 4 upfiring, multiple subs to get me flat, fairly flat down to 15 hertz.
Yep.
And a boss platform, right, to get those really lows, good lows. And so I feel like I can bring something to the people that have pretty good systems, right? Like, hey, this disc has some really good stuff. So Rob E is giving me flack for my Denon. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with Denon. There's nothing wrong with
Yeah.
Denon. I've owned many Denons in my lifetime. I've owned many Denons, Marantz, Onkyo is my favorite. Onkyo, Yamaha,
Yeah, like I think for what I'm doing right now, it's fine. Like
Pioneer?
sure, would I like separates? Yeah, absolutely, I would love separates, and but it's not in the cards right now. But one day, I want to upgrade, and experience the clarity that separates gives.
it don't cost that much money. Listen, it's only about five grand.
Only about $5,000. To put it into perspective, my AVR was I think $800 when I bought it.
Bro,
That's
you're-
a amp and a pre-pro. So,
Bro,
it's-
you're Asian. You're Asian, okay? I know you're frugal.
Yeah.
You're very frugal. I know
can-
this.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I can save. But yeah, so budget for sure. But I think it's got function. It's a functional budget system.
I will say, listen, being a YouTuber, if you want to get the really good stuff,
Hmm.
and you want to continue getting good stuff, you have to have good stuff first. And if you want to hit up companies to get better stuff,
Yeah.
you gotta start off good.
Start saving. Is the tip,
I don't,
right?
I don't want to be like addicted. Like you don't have you got better subwoofers than I do. But if you do want to have, like, there are some things that I have in my system I would not have gotten, and they've told me like, you have this, so we're gonna give you this because
Yeah.
everybody else has that,
Yeah.
so we're gonna give you this.
Totally get it. Yeah.
There have been people who have gone to conventions for the sole purpose to make contacts or whatever, blah blah blah. But I won't do that because it's like $4,000 to fly to CD or whatever to make contacts.
Yeah.
I'll shoot out an email. Hey, blah blah. Hey, yo, this is what I got. What can you do for me? Oh, you have that? Okay, we'll give you this. We'll send you this. Not give you. Let me reword that. We're not going to give you this. We're going to send you this. We're talking about. But if you, it's like, kind of like having the GH5. The GH5 is no slouch. It's not a slouch camera. It's like still one of the best cameras if you
Sure.
know how to work it.
Yeah.
And it's not like having a little point and shoot or a cell phone. So it's still awesome camera. And just as
Mhm.
long as you know how to work it, you get an awesome video quality.
Yeah.
And then people will see the video quality, and hopefully that gets you attention to get more subscribers and stuff like that to build your channel.
Yeah.
Kind of like if you spend more money on your. I'm only speaking in terms of YouTube
Mhm.
YouTuber doing reviews, not as a regular person consumer. Like if you wanted to build a channel more, it helps that you do have better stuff,
Mhm.
or maybe like better stuff but different stuff, which draws more attention to yourself,
Yeah.
and that other companies and such would be like, oh well, he doesn't have this and that, he has this, so he might be a little smarter than that person, so we'll send him this. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah.
I think if you look at my channel and everybody else's channel, nobody's got what I got,
No.
but everybody else has what everybody else has though.
Right. Right.
So
Yeah. There's a very few people with Trinovs on YouTube. I can't think of any.
listen, I'm not just saying Trina, like nobody had Integras back in the day.
Mm.
Nobody was rocking NADs back in the day.
Right.
Everybody was still rocking Denons, Marantas, and what have you. Nobody was rocking Anthems back in the day doing reviews.
Right.
So I made sure within my 3 years I had everything everybody else didn't have. So I was able to build the channel further without having what everybody else had, without having to travel to California to go to these shows, to these audio shows, which I hate, just because I was doing something a little different.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's that tip, a
Sure.
little insight there,
Yeah.
little secret.
Gotcha.
I'm not gonna post this on YouTube because everybody's gonna watch it too. But everybody watching right now, they're gonna know.
Yeah.
That's it, man. It's time to upgrade.
Yeah, it's well, I mean, it's a continual cycle, right? Upgrade-itis, like you said earlier. It's just
Let me answer this question. Five
yeah.
bucks. Michael McGee, thank you for the $5 super chat. Appreciate it. Hey Shane, would you recommend the Anthem AVM 60 in 2020, or wait for the upgrade to come? And do you know of any processors that can down mix multiple channels to mono? I'm pretty sure any receiver or processor could do mono. I think there's a mono setting pretty much everything, right? Am I correct on that? No, I'm pretty certain. Would I recommend the AVM 60 in 2020? Yeah, I think it's only like $2,400 right now, 25. Still a great pre-pro. I do think they're going to announce soon an STR, like a newer version of a pre-pro soon. The leaked photos are out there, so it's coming. It's undeniable. So I would probably hold off unless you get one for like $1,000 or something. So I would probably hold off at least till maybe February 2021 to see if they release something between then and now. But me personally, I would probably wait because AVM 60 is kind of long in the tooth. It's been out for a few years now.
Were
Just
those
me.
the ones that you showed or the other day on the chat with the leaked photos?
Yeah.
Is that like an LCD screen that they have on the left-hand side of the?
No, it's just like an LED screen.
Oh,
It
okay.
would just show like input 1 or input 2 or something like that.
Oh, okay. It looked like huge, but it was not like a full display of any kind.
No,
Okay,
it's not like the NAD where it's like, you know,
got it.
album art and all that stuff. I
Yeah,
mean, that'd be cool if it was.
that would be really cool.
Yeah. But all right, man. Yeah, we're at like just that 2 hours. I don't want to keep you here too long.
I appreciate, yeah, having me on, getting me some new subs. It's awesome chatting with you.
Yeah, man. Look, you got like 15 subs, so that's okay. I got you 15 whole subs.
It's like
That's
it's like
cool.
10. It's like 20% more than I had. When you have a small channel, man, it helps. So
But yeah, dude, look at it. Jorge's at 233 subscribers right now. So anybody that's in the chat right now, listen, head over to his channel and subscribe. Help the man out. Let's get him to 1,000 subscribers by the end of next month.
Oh yeah, yeah. Listen, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. But thank you for
Yeah.
everyone that has subscribed already so far. So appreciate it.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. All right, guys. Yo, if you guys want to listen to this whole episode of the Spare Change podcast, please check it out on Apple, iTunes, Spotify, your favorite podcast streaming service. Of course, if you want to as well, sign up for Patreon. We got a Patreon as well. As little as $1 a month, you can hit us up. Questions, trolling comments, whatever. You want to get discounts on AV gear, sign up for Patreon as well. If you are interested in supporting the channel further and keeping these podcasts and videos going and keeping the quality up going as well, because it helps with that also. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Also to Jorge the Legendary Brown, note, it's about audio, it's not about anything else. So we'll see you guys in the next one.